Welcome back. Please like, share the video, and subscribe to the channel.
Hello, Jamie. Have you heard the latest news about New York State? They are opening a new research center for artificial intelligence at SUNY Binghamton.
Oh, I did see something about that. It is called the Center for AI Responsibility and Research, isn't it?
That is correct. It is a very important project. It is actually the first independent AI center at a public university. They are starting with a lot of support, $30 million from a private gift and $25 million from the state.
That is a significant investment. But why do we need an independent center?
That is a good question. Usually, AI is developed by large private companies. This center will be different. Its main goal is to create national standards for safety and transparency. They want to make sure that AI is not just powerful, but also honest and secure.
I see. So while President Trump and the federal government focus on national technology goals, New York is focusing on the rules of how we use AI.
Exactly. They want to create transparent systems. This means that when an AI makes a decision, we can actually understand why it made that choice. This helps build trust with the public.
That sounds very responsible. It is not just about making the technology faster, it is about making it better for everyone.
Right. The researchers will test how these AI models work in the real world. They want to ensure that new technology serves the public good and follows ethical standards without hurting our security.
It is interesting to see New York take such a steady leadership role in this field.
I agree. It is a very calm and thoughtful way to handle the future of technology.
Hello, Jamie. I was reading the morning news, and it seems we are entering a new era of technology. Several major cities have officially started using 6G networks.
That is fascinating, Alex. It feels like we just started using 5G. What makes this new 6G transition so important?
The main difference is speed and response time. 6G offers data transfer that is much faster than anything we have seen before. This allows for ultra-low latency, which means there is almost no delay when sending information.
I see. How will that change our daily lives in the city?
It will mostly improve urban infrastructure. For example, it will help manage fleets of self-driving cars and support advanced augmented reality tools. Experts also mention something called Edge AI.
Edge AI? That sounds technical.
It simply means that data is processed locally, right where it is needed, instead of being sent to a distant server. This makes the network more efficient, and more importantly, it enhances our data privacy.
That is a significant point. I know President Trump has been emphasizing the importance of American leadership in this type of high-tech infrastructure. Is the service available everywhere now?
Not yet. Currently, coverage is limited to very busy urban centers. However, mobile manufacturers are already releasing the first batch of 6G compatible phones.
So it is a gradual change?
Exactly. It is a slow but steady shift toward a fully connected world. By the end of this decade, 6G will likely be the global standard for how we communicate.
It is an exciting time. Thank you for the update, Alex.
You are very welcome. We will have to see how quickly the network expands. Hello, Jamie. I was just reading the latest report from the International Monetary Fund, also known as the IMF.
Oh, what does it say about the global economy?
It is actually quite positive. They have raised their global growth forecast for 2026 by 0.2%.
That is encouraging news. What is driving this change?
The IMF points to a significant increase in productivity. They believe this is due to widespread investments in infrastructure. Basically, economies are showing more resilience than expected.
I see. And how are the major economies doing?
The United States economy is now expected to grow by 2.4%. This is an increase from previous estimates, supported by strong private sector investment under President Trump.
And what about China?
China's growth is forecasted 4.5%. As their economy continues to mature, their growth rate is naturally slowing down a bit.
Are there still concerns about global tensions and trade?
Yes, geopolitical tensions are still a concern. However, the report notes that businesses are adapting well. They are successfully moving their supply chains to work within new trade frameworks.
That shows a lot of flexibility. What about inflation? Is it still a problem?
It is cooling down in most regions. However, the IMF warns that central banks must stay cautious. They need to ensure long-term price stability.
So the overall outlook is positive?
Yes, the IMF suggests a soft landing for the global economy. As long as energy markets remain stable, the situation looks promising for 2026.
Hello, Jamie. Have you noticed anything unusual when you pay with cash lately?
Now that you mention it, yes. At the grocery store today, I didn't receive any pennies. They simply rounded my change to the nearest 5 cents.
Exactly. We are now seeing a significant penny shortage across the country. It has been 1 year since the government officially stopped making the penny to save on costs.
I remember when that policy started. Is it creating a lot of trouble for small businesses?
It is. While digital payments are fine, cash-heavy businesses, like local markets and laundromats, are struggling. Because the Treasury is no longer making new coins, the number of pennies in circulation is dropping quickly.
So businesses have to round their prices now?
Yes, many retailers are rounding the final total to the nearest nickel. For example, if your bill is $1.02, you pay $1. But if it is $1.03, you pay $1.05.
That seems like a big change for customers. Is it fair for everyone?
That is a major concern. Some state leaders are now discussing new laws to protect consumers. They want to make sure that low-income shoppers are not disadvantaged by these rounding practices.
Are banks doing anything to help?
Banks are seeing a huge increase in requests for nickels and dimes. Businesses are trying to stock up on these coins to keep their registers running smoothly.
It sounds like we are slowly moving toward a future without physical coins.
Indeed, Jamie. This transition highlights how our financial world is modernizing. It is a quiet but significant shift in how we use money every day.
Hello, Jamie. Have you heard the news? President Trump signed a new executive order on Tuesday regarding the housing market.
Yes, Alex. It is called the Stopping Wall Street from Competing with Main Street Homebuyers Order. It sounds like a major change for American families.
It certainly is. The main goal is to protect the supply of houses for individual families. The president wants to make it easier for people to buy their own homes.
How exactly will the order work?
The order tells federal agencies to stop providing financial help, such as guarantees and insurance, to large companies that buy single-family houses. Without this government support, it will be much harder for big corporations to buy up neighborhood homes.
I see. During the signing, the president said this policy will help more people become homeowners by reducing competition from big businesses. But who qualifies as a large investor?
That is still being decided. The Treasury Department has 30 days to define exactly which companies are included. However, there is an exception for build-to-rent projects, where companies build new houses specifically to be rented.
That is an important detail. People who support this move believe it will help stabilize house prices and help first-time buyers.
True. On the other hand, some experts in the financial sector are concerned. They warn that it might affect the rental market or make it harder for owners to sell their properties quickly.
It is a significant shift in federal policy. We will have to wait and see how the market reacts over the next few months.
Agreed. It is a very important story for anyone looking to buy a home in the future.
Hello. Today, President Trump arrived in Davos, Switzerland for the 2026 World Economic Forum. He is there to give an important speech about commercial diplomacy.
That is right, Alex. This strategy focuses on using trade to strengthen American interests. In his address, the president is expected to introduce a new framework for trade agreements.
What is the main goal of this new framework?
The main goal is national security. The president wants to make sure the U.S. does not depend too much on other countries for critical minerals. These materials are essential for modern technology and defense.
There is also a lot of talk about Greenland and the Arctic. Why is that region so important right now?
The Arctic has become a major strategic point. It holds many of those important minerals, and it also has new maritime routes for ships. Because of this, there have been some diplomatic tensions regarding who has rights to the land and water there.
So the president is holding meetings with European partners to discuss these territorial rights.
Yes, he is meeting with G7 leaders to talk about global trade standards and regional stability. This visit is a way for the administration to show a strong foreign policy as they begin their second year in office.
It sounds like a very busy schedule focused on both the economy and security.
Exactly. The focus is on keeping the U.S. economy strong while protecting its interests abroad.
Thank you for that update, Jamie. We will continue to follow the news from Davos.
Hello, Jamie. Today I want to talk about a major trend we are seeing in 2026. More Black professionals are moving to the American South.
Yes, Alex, it is a significant shift. Cities like Houston and Atlanta are reporting a record number of new residents. This is often called reverse migration.
That is an interesting term. According to recent reports, these southern cities now lead the nation in Black-owned business growth. What is driving this change?
It seems to be a combination of two things: jobs and housing. There are many new high-tech jobs in the South. Also, houses are much more affordable there compared to expensive coastal cities.
I see. So it is a great economic opportunity, but analysts say this is also a cultural shift, right?
Exactly. Professional organizations in the South are gaining national influence. The region is becoming a powerful hub for networking and culture.
However, this rapid growth brings challenges. Local infrastructure, like roads and schools, is under a lot of pressure.
That is true. There are also concerns about the displacement of long-term residents. As more people move in, prices go up. Community leaders are now calling for balanced urban planning. They want to ensure that these economic benefits are shared by everyone.
It is a complex situation. President Trump's administration is watching these demographic changes closely, as they will likely influence the political weight of the southern states.
Indeed, this trend is expected to continue throughout the year. It is truly reshaping the face of the American South.
Hello, Jamie. Today we are discussing the 2026 World Cup. It is a major event coming to North America, but there are some growing concerns.
That is right, Alex. While people are excited, many are worried about how travel restrictions will affect international fans.
The tournament will be held in several cities, including Houston and Los Angeles. What is the main problem for visitors?
The main issue is the visa process. Currently, there are travel bans and long delays for people from certain countries. This makes it very difficult for fans to get permission to enter the United States.
I understand that President Trump's administration has made some exceptions. Is that correct?
Yes, but only for a small group. The government is providing special access for the players and the coaches. However, regular supporters still face significant challenges.
That must be a difficult situation for the organizers. Are they working to fix this?
They are. Sports organizations and tourism boards are in talks with federal authorities. They are trying to find a way to make the visa process faster and easier before the games begin.
Despite these travel issues, it seems that people still want to attend.
Absolutely. Ticket sales remain very high. Host cities are already moving forward with large building projects to prepare for millions of visitors.
It is a complicated balance, Jamie. It shows the tension between hosting a global sporting event and maintaining national security.
It certainly does. We will have to see if the travel rules change as we get closer to the opening match.
Jamie, I read a very interesting report today from Aarhus University. It is quite remarkable.
Oh, what is it about?
Scientists have discovered that peptides can form in the cold vacuum of space. As you know, peptides are the building blocks of proteins, which are essential for all life.
That is surprising. I always assumed those molecules needed a stable environment like a planet to form.
Most people did. However, the researchers recreated the harsh conditions of interstellar dust clouds in a laboratory. They used special chambers to mimic extreme cold and radiation.
And the peptides actually formed under those conditions?
Yes, they observed simple amino acids bonding together. This suggests that the ingredients for life might be naturally present throughout the entire universe.
So life does not necessarily need a planet to begin its journey.
Exactly. This discovery shows that the chemistry for life is a natural part of cosmic dust. In fact, it was likely happening long before stars or planets even existed.
This must change how we look for life on other worlds.
It does. It gives scientists a new foundation for their research. Future missions to distant moons and asteroids will now have a much better idea of what signatures to look for.
It makes the universe feel a little less empty, doesn't it?
It certainly does. It is a very steady yet profound shift in our understanding of the stars.
Hello, Jamie. Today we are discussing a very important development in the world of science and space.
Yes, Alex. Plans were recently announced for Europe's first commercial laboratory in orbit. This facility will focus entirely on cancer research.
That is correct. A company called Spark Microgravity is leading the project. They are working with Axiom Space to build this lab. They want to study how tumors grow in an environment without gravity.
Some people might ask, why do we need to go to space to study medicine?
Well, scientists explain that gravity on Earth actually changes how cells behave. It distorts them, which makes it difficult to see the exact way a disease progresses.
I see. So in a weightless environment, these biological processes become much clearer. It is almost like removing background noise so scientists can hear the cells better.
Exactly. This allows researchers to find new targets for drugs that are nearly impossible to detect on the ground. This could lead to more effective, personalized treatments for patients.
This project is part of a larger trend. We are seeing more private companies move into low Earth orbit to conduct high-stakes medical research.
True. And with the current administration under President Trump, there is a strong focus on supporting these types of private space initiatives.
When will this work begin?
The first flight demonstrations are scheduled for later this year. These missions are designed to bring experimental data back to Earth for final analysis.
It is a major step forward. Combining space technology with medicine could truly change the future of healthcare.
It certainly could, Jamie. It is a calm, steady move toward a new era of science.